Greetings, fellow members of the academia. Revolutionary salutations, the suffering masses of Zimbabwe. Welcome to our own campus conversation. Hashtag redefining the narrative. I am Comrade Sitimah from the Zimbabwe National Student Union, the only student union in Zimbabwe. Today, I'm here at Chinhoyi University of Technology, and I'm joined by a well-decorated leader from the University of Zimbabwe, the main Secretary General of the Student Union at Chicomo. Comrade SG, you can equally greet the students at Chinhoyi University of Technology.
Thank you very much, my brother, for having me here at the campus conversation. Hashtag redefining the narrative. Hashtag shaping politics. Hashtag shaping the trajectory. Revolutionary salutations, my fellow compatriots. Revolutionary salutations, the members of the academia, in particular, CAT University students. Revolutionary salutations to Comrade Ostalos. Revolutionary salutations to my brother Mgovista Mlam and brother Basopo. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Comrade SG. Comrade SG, we are here in Chinhoyi, a place which I would like to call a historical monument, a place which historians and nationalists know for the popular battle called the Battle of Sinoia, where our 7 Zanla forces were killed and murdered by the Rhodesian forces of the Smith regime. So, Comrade SG, we are here in Chinhoyi, which is also Chinhoyi University of Technology, a university which they call cut above the rest. Yes, they call it cut above the rest, not for no reason, but the evidence is there in the political arena of Zimbabwe. We have Joanna Mamombe, we have Nesai Maro, the Winnie Mandelas of our generation, who are shining in the political arena of Zimbabwe, who are pushing the change and transformational agenda in Zimbabwe. So, comrades, yes, this is a special place. Students of Chinhoyi know it. We are here at a great institution to shape and redefine the narrative, to give a drone overview, to give what I would like to call a helicopter analysis of the current status quo of the politics of Zimbabwe, given the background of the popular Al Jazeera documentary, which is clearly showing our gold being looted, our country being looted dry by those who masquerade as government officials, yet they are criminals. So, Comrade SG, as student leaders, my favorite comrade, Len Mojida Jongwe, made it clear that students world over are known for initiating revolutions and executing it, and Zimbabwe is not an exception. So, Comrade SG, as a student leader, I would want you to give an analysis, a pre-election analysis, as you are aware that we are in a special year where we are having elections this year, maybe in August, to usher in change and transformation in Zimbabwe. So I want to hear from you. The students want to hear from you as their leader. What's there for the students in a new great Zimbabwe? What's there for the peasants in a new great Zimbabwe? What's there for the suffering teachers who are being given peanuts by the current regime in a new great Zimbabwe? So I would want you to start by giving a background of the politics of the country going forward.
Thank you very much, my brother. Before we embark on the analysis or synopsis, encapsulation of the political situation in our country, the status quo, we should make it clear here and now that most of the people might be amused that why these young people, why students in particular, are venturing into political issues rather than going back to their campuses to make sure that they deal with deans of students, they deal with the deans of faculties, deal with the vice chancellors. But no, as students, we understand that divorcing students' issues from politics is an illegitimate task, if not bogus. Like one of my brother once said, one of my favorite comrades, Friends Fano, he once said, each generation must, out of relative obscurity, discover its mission, fulfill it, or betray it. Another comrade will come and say, at the center of every revolution, there are young people who rise up to state, define, redefine, and respond to the national question. And Lenin also said, the role of the youth is to act as organic intellectuals, whereby they acquire knowledge not only for themselves, but to extricate other young people from the toils and moils of illiteracy. That's why we are here today, providing that thought leadership, exposing the lies, like one Amika Cabral once said, expose lies whenever they are told. Tell no lies to the masses of our people, and claim no easy victories. That's why we are here as students, as intellectuals who come from the citadels of excellence that are universities. So, talking of the political of our country, we saw recently the trending documentary of Al Jazeera showing clearly that our economy, our country is being looted dry, like what you said. It's being looted hook, line and sinker by the one who calls himself number one and the principal at large, that ambassador at large, the number one who resided the number one Chancellor Avenue, which we say by September it will be the house and the home of the citizens through Comrade Wamba Diawam, the ego Nelson Chamisa. So you would see that the corruption that is perpetuating in our country is the one that is making our country dilapidated to this extent. In the world of Julius Nyerere, he once said Zimbabwe is the jewel of Africa. But right now, what we are seeing in Zimbabwe has been left as a basket only with nothing. It was a bread basket at first, but now it's just a basket with nothing, whereby the ruling elites, the ruling establishment is doing corruption, whereby the ruling establishment is selling rose to the people, saying that sanctions are the one that are causing this. But Al Jazeera said no, enough is enough to the lies, and we saw the coming out of the gold mafia, and hopefully on part 3 and part 4 we would realize that the number one, who is Emmerson Mnangagwa, is deeply rooted in making sure that looting perpetuate in our country. So as students, what is it in it for the students to make sure that we usher in change and transformation? The reason why the students should be the midwives to the birth of a new great Zimbabwe, Ananyamukut. Yes. The reason is, number one, because if a government for the people, from the people, by the people gets into power, we would make sure that students, they enjoy campus rights, they enjoy freedom from campuses. Why should it be that a vice chancellor is appointed by the president, not based on competence, but based on loyalty lines or political affiliation? Why is it that the dean of students are political, but they are supposed to act as the unifier of unions back there in campuses? Why is it that if students demonstrating for the right cause, they are arrested? Why are they arrested? We will make sure that if Mr. Chamisa, if Comrade Wamba Diawamba gets into power, all those things will be enjoyed by the students. Students might not be arrested because they have a right to demonstrate. They have a right to petition the university and the government. And the type of learning, we should make sure that we now learn the fourth industrialization. Why are we using analog till now, whereby it's a time of technology? Students will be at the center of articulating what we call artificial intelligence, of articulating the new technologies that are being initiated in other countries, South Africa, Rwanda, go to America. Why is it that Zimbabwe is still going backward, not going forward?
Thank you very much, Comrade SG. I'm sure the students that cut have heard it. The SG made it clear that there will be a fair share of the national cake on behalf of the students. The SG made it clear that as the students, we should be the midwives to the birth of a new great Zimbabwe. Tisu Wananyamkuta, to a birth of a new great Zimbabwe, which is going to be led by the only one, the ego, the visionary, Comrade Wamba Diawamba. Under the leadership of Comrade Wamba Diawamba, if I heard you correctly, Comrade SG, you made it clear that they will put a full stop to the arrest of the students for demanding what is rightfully theirs in the Constitution of Zimbabwe, Section 75. So our message is clear to the Comrade SG, if I heard you correctly, yes. They must register to vote, yes, so that they can participate in this agenda, in this transformational agenda, to make sure that we win Zimbabwe for change. So students, let's register to vote. So Comrade SG, as your parting shots, Comrade SG, you know, as student leaders, our role is not only to identify problems, yes, but to also proffer solutions. I'm sure you're a scientist, you're a solution driver, yes, you're a solution-driven leader. So Comrade SG, can you just give a brief solution on the economic, a brief solution on the politics, and of course on the social aspect of our country?
So I would like to say the economic problems or predicaments that we are facing in Zimbabwe, they go back to what? To the political. So I will talk of the political solution, which is going to bring the economic solution. Then after that, the social what? Solution. Because right now, the political is defunct. The political has been rotten deep down to the core, to the extent that it is affecting the economic. So number one, we should make sure that we have a leader with ideological rigor and intellectual rigor enough to lead us forward. Because in ZANU-PF, what you are seeing, these are ideological concoctions, whereby at the other end, Mutuluniwe believes in a certain ideology, and ZANU-PF, it is all believes in scientific socialism, but there are contradictions in terms of applying those principles in running the country. So we need leaders who really understand what it takes to be a leader, who really understand that being a leader, you should be a unifier, not a divider. Being a leader, you should be someone who puts ideas at first, who put ideas in front rather than violence and so forth. So the Wamba Diawamba generation, we the generation, we are saying there are 5 pillars to a new great Zimbabwe. A new great Zimbabwe is anchored on number 1, transformation, number 2, restoration, number 3, reconciliation, number 4, modernization, the last one, globalization. Talking of reconciliation, we have past atrocities that happened during the time of Mugabe. Mugabe said it was a time of madness, but no, it was a genocide, whereby leading the 5th Brigade, Parent Shiri, and the Minister of State Security, Emerson Mnangagwa, at the forefront of initiating a genocide. They should apologize to the people of Matebele so that we can move forward in harmony as a united force. Number 2, we talk of restoration. Our economy, our CBD infrastructure, look at it. If someone who died way before 1980 is to wake up today, you won't get lost in that town because nothing has changed. And those things which were there, they have dilapidated because of lack of leadership. We talk also of restoration. We should be able now to restore the culture, the real culture of politics. There's toxicity in our politics. Politics should be a contestation of ideas, not simple gods. Politics should be a contestation of big ideas, not a contestation of big men. So we should make sure that our politics is rooted on the idea that politics, number 1, we put the nation first. Number 2, your political party. Then number 3, your individual. But here in Zimbabwe, this has been reversed and abrogated to the extent that we put ourselves first, then the political second, then the nation at last, which means that representing people is a side hustle, which means you represent people on your spare time, but you are saying it should be the primary goal of a leader. Then we talk of globalization. Zimbabwe should be a nation within other nations. Zimbabwe should be friend to all, south, west, east and north. We should have friends to make sure that everything that we are doing it for the betterment of our country. Stop, my brother. There is modernization. Modernization, we are talking of ushering in new technology so that the police who will be parading in the streets of Salisbury or Harare won't parade without enough calories. They will be sitting down in their barracks, making sure that they are policing online, making sure they are policing using technology. So that is what we are offering at large as the citizens.
Thank you very much, comrade. I can see you are bubbling with ideas. We definitely record another one on Canvas Conversation. That was our conversation, comrades. The SG unpacked and made it clear that let's vote for Comrade Wamba Diawamba to transform Zimbabwe. Let's vote for Comrade Nelson Wamba Diawamba to make sure that we reclaim our position as the jewel of Africa, as he has rightfully said in Nyerere's way, so that we reclaim our position as the breadbasket of Africa. So, comrades, this is our end. We have come to the end of our program, of our on-campus conversation, redefining the narrative. So, comrades, greetings to you, Comrade Boringo, the Commander-in-Chief of the Zimbabwe National Student Union. Greetings to Comrade Mutambara, the Comrade of the Revolutionary Command Council here at University of Technology. So I thank you all.